why does no one date anymore? No one asks each other out. No one's mingling at bars. No one's getting to know each other. Hookup culture is just the main focus always, and I don't get it. Like, why is romance dead? Like, the last time I checked, I'm not ugly. Why are you not wanting to take me on a date? Like, these losers will literally refuse to take me on a date because they don't want a girlfriend. I'm like, do you not see what I look like? I am way out of your league. Like, they will come up to me at a bar, approach me, chat me up, compliments the whole nine. And then if I don't want to go home with them, conversation done. Like, they don't want to get to know me. They don't want the conversation to go any further. There's no next step. It's just either tonight or I don't want to know you at all. And I'm so sick of it. Like, I'm a girl. I want to be courted. I want to go to dinners. I want flowers. I want you to be respectful. I don't want to go home to your dingy, dirty apartment. I don't know you. You're a stranger. You're weird and a loser. Like, genuinely, romance is fed. We have no idea how to get to know each other anymore. The only way people are doing that now is online, and it's pathetic. Like, come up to me at a bar and have a normal conversation with me. Like, don't say something weird and like make me uncomfortable, or even worse, like catcall me. Like, that is so gross. No woman enjoys that. Like, come up to me, give me a compliment, and let's have a normal conversation. But like, just know that I might not want to go home with you. Like, why is that so weird? Like, if you ask for my number and then want to hang out with me in the daytime when the sun is out and you plan a little date for us, I promise I'll be much nicer. Like, I am not going to be nice to you if you're approaching me at a bar because I know exactly what you want, and it's ridiculous.
Honestly, and I'm going to be honest with you, you're not that cute. Modern women be elevating their value more than it ever is, more than it ever was, more than what it ever will be. Y'all need to get a dose of humbleness, a dose of reality. Come on, sis.
The girls aren't going to like me for this one, but you have to bring something to the table. I know it's not what we want to hear, and I know it's not what we're being told, but the men that you guys think that you are deserving of, I don't think it's as simple as like, you've got to be something to get the same back, if that makes sense. But a man who has everything going for him, why would he choose you if you have nothing going for you? Why would he do that? A man who loves himself, loves you so much, you know he loves himself. You know, like, knows how to treat a woman, so you know he knows how to treat himself. Knows how to invest and pour into a woman, so you know he does that with himself. Is just like done the work, emotionally there. A man like that, why would he then, when it comes to his love life, hate himself so much that he chooses a woman who brings nothing to the table but stress, headache, and are you gonna pay my bills? Why would he choose you? Yes, you have to bring something to the table. I'm not gonna come now detail what you have to bring to the table, but some of you have really stink attitudes with stink personalities and just generally stink, and you think it's gonna be you that gets chosen, and it's just not. It's just actually not, because you want a man who loves himself, and through loving himself, he's not going to choose you. Like, it's like, what?
I just saw this post where this girl got some roses and her man in the back of the bed, and they listening to trap music, and she wrapping it with the flowers. That is not romance. I don't want that. Don't you ever have some money bag yo playing in the back while you giving me some flowers, cause I might have to beat your ass. And I'm not even a violent person. Don't do that to me, please. That was just so much. So much.
Man, there's some new shit going on right now. Showing their DMs, showing all that, like they scrolling through their DMs, showing all this DMing them and shit. I'm like, 99% of niggas just trying to clap cheeks. Them ain't real options, food. 99% of niggas is just trying to sell you a dream to clap cheeks, bro. You don't have them actual options. Them ain't actual dating husband options, food. Them just niggas trying to bust you down. You the goofiest bitch on planet Earth if you showing no DMs and just all these messages you know what's the funniest part? 90% of them in your DMs, you don't even want them for real. They're not even physically attractive. You wouldn't even give them the time of day. So you really just, that's just a lie. Most of them is a lie. And then even if you're not even physically attracted to, they only want you for sex. I guarantee you, one out of them in that DM is actually a dating candidate, and you better hope that actually wants you after he meets you. You don't got as many options as you think. What are you talking about? Y'all bitches get on. That's what I'm saying. That's what the DMs be inflating her egos, and y'all don't really got it like that, bro. You don't got options like that. If you did, you wouldn't be a single ass bitch on the internet on TikTok posting that. And you need to fall for that. Y'all niggas, you niggas butt cheeks tighten up when it be her DMs. So look at all these men that want me, bitch. If a bitch ever showed me her, ain't no bitch been bold enough to show me no shit that. But if she did, I'd be like, I would already message that nigga. I bet you he gonna try to take you out to clap cheeks. Exactly. So stop playing. I'll call him out. See, most of you scared to call her out on their bullshit. I'll call him out. Go ahead, message that nigga. I bet you he just trying to. Go message that nigga back. I bet you don't even like that dude. Exactly my point, bro. Y'all gotta stop letting these trick y'all into thinking they got options. They really don't. Most niggas and girls DMs is a bunch of 90% of them is weirdos. 10% of them may actually be viable options, but that don't even mean the dude actually want them for real. The dude just want to clap cheeks. So real talk, out of 10 niggas, she probably only got one that's a viable candidate, and she gotta hope that dude actually want her for real. That's the crazy part. They don't got options like that, bro. It's just an illusion. It's all an illusion of options, bro. It's not real. They just lying to make you, the nigga they want, act right. But you don't have to, because if they had other niggas like that, then you wouldn't even, they would just replace you so easily. But they can't. They really can't. You gotta stop letting these hoes trick you. They don't got it like how they say they do.
I'm not even gonna lie to you right now. If I could afford a male SW, 100%. 100%, put it on the menu.
In the comment says that you're worth $350 million.
Not exactly that one, but yeah.
And the video went on for another like 20-30 seconds with just DMs from the night before, ever since he went on that podcast. One thing you got to know about modern day women, they are users. More times than not, most of them are going wherever the money is. And if you have a lot of money, you will have a lot of them. And this is exactly why I tell men, don't chase women. Chase your purpose and money. As a man, you chasing your purpose is going to build up qualities in you that's going to attract women. Also, you chasing money, you're going to have money that also attract women. No matter how good to great of a woman she is, she will leave your ass more times than not if you don't have money.
You sucking it for night?
I'm doing that regardless.
Hell yeah.
Okay, if you want my honest opinion, because I know you do, it is that I don't think I should have free will to pick who I'm going to mate with anymore. Because I'm the same girl who was obsessed, physically obsessed with this man who never asked me on a date, not once. He only ever invited me on his boat. And when one day I finally said yes, I got on that boat and it almost sank. You know why? Because it was filled to the freaking brim with Asian women. He had only invited a bunch of Asian women onto this boat that he happened to catch from all different dating apps. We all talked. We all were from different dating apps, okay? Some of us were from Hinge. Some of us were from Raya. Some of us were from Tinder. And I was obsessed with him. And he continued to throw these boat parties, and he stopped inviting me, but guess whose house he came to after the parties were over? Mine, because I'm dumb. And then number 2, he was an aspiring comedian. So I went to one of his stand-ups, and he literally makes a joke about how he likes Asian women, not because of their Asianness, because of how young they look. And I LOL'd. So no, I don't think that I should be able to pick my mate. I actually think I should get to elect a trusted person to be responsible for picking my mate, because I don't think I'm going to pick the right one.
Can I just talk to y'all about something? So I was looking at some job postings and I came upon this outrageous one where they're asking for a minimum, a PhD or a master's. with at least 10 years of experience. And, you know, I scrolled down a little bit more, and the salary said $40,000 to $50,000 a year. PhD they're asking for. 10 years experience minimum they're asking for to pay you $40,000 to $50,000. Lord Jesus, fix it.
Happen when it's supposed to happen. I truly believe that. If it's not happening yet, you're not there yet. Like, when in your self-love journey, because no one's ever going to love you more than you love yourself. Part 2 of my video calling this advice out for the ass trash of advice it is, given the context of the situation. When I made my first video, I was not privy to how Drew and her fiance came to be. So I did my research and watched this clip of her explaining the love story between her and her fiance. In this clip, she details that her fiance and her were friends in high school. He was checking for her, even asked her to his senior prom and she turned him down. Wasn't checking for him, wasn't giving him time of day. Cool. They go on to college, same thing. She didn't give him time of day. They're not talking much. If she came home for the holidays, they would go out for lunch, but it was very platonic. He seemed to be the one who was consistently interested in her, and she was interested in him. The last 2 years of their college experience, she ignored him completely because he pissed her off, apparently, and she gave him the cold shoulder for 2 years. And that 2 years, he was consistently reaching out to her, trying to get her to talk to him and give him a chance. She finally gives him a chance at the end of her college career, and once she's out of college, they become official, and 7 years later, they're now engaged. Get it, got it, good. Now, in the podcast clip that I attached at the beginning of this video, you are advising girls to be more patient and wait for the right time to meet their person, or you're telling them to love themselves more and to embark on a self-love journey. However, in your love story of how you and your fiance came to be, you never mention you being patient, and you never mention you having your own self-love journey. The reason why you paid him no mind wasn't because of your self-love, it's because you hated men. So how come you're advising the girls on things that didn't have to apply in your predicament? Don't worry, I'll wait. So with this background information, this makes the advice not only even more ass than what it was before, but it is indicative to me that you are trying to apply and advise people of things that didn't apply to you in your situation. You're trying to tell the girls to be patient and wait for it to be the right time, and you're trying to tell the girls to love themselves more. But from how it sounds, you are living your life, doing your thing, not worried about, not patient, not doing none of that. Just living your life, not giving the time of day. And he was the one who was patient and consistent with you and wore you down over time. For you to give the advice to single girls of be patient and love yourself when your person's been in your orbit since high school, been about you since high school, and you really didn't... Am I tripping, or does that sound like you're talking out of turn? You have not been in these streets for well over 5 years. You have not had to navigate being single in your 20s. For the majority of your 20s. Why are you trying to advise the girls of anything, quite frankly? Your partnership is one of privilege. Very few people have had their person in their orbit since high school. Very few folks have had their person consistently pursuing them since high school. Why are you advising the girls on anything, respectfully? If you can't relate to years on end being single for Valentine's Day, why are you advising the girls on anything? I'm not saying that love yourself is bad advice. It is good advice isolated. But giving that advice in relation to Valentine's Day, when you have had someone celebrate Valentine's Day with every year for the majority of your 20s, girl, open that book and read the room. For you to advise your friends to be patient and love yourself more when you have had someone in your orbit relentlessly pursuing you since high school, read the room. Where is your empathy in saying, you know, I've been put up for the majority of my 20s. I don't know firsthand how rough it is out here. So I'm just going to hold space for y'all to tell me how you feel. Why isn't that an option? All I know is if I had a friend who since high school has had someone relentless about her, pursuing her, and she finally dated him, and she spent every V-Day celebrating it with him. Meanwhile, I've spent every V-Day single, and I'm sad about it, and I confide about that in her to her about that. And she tells me to be patient and love myself more, we wouldn't be friends anymore, babes. Wrap it up. That's a wrap for me. It is hard to advise people on an experience you personally have not experienced and are not experiencing currently. And it's hard to advise folks when your experience is one of privilege and rarity. To know that you're advising the girls to love themselves more and be patient while you go home to your man and have been doing that for the majority of your 20s. And your platform and brand is built off of calling men out. Child, girl, please.
Modern women, I hope, are waking up and understanding that these other ladies are straight up lying. They're just saying things because it sounds good. They listen to a bunch of TikToks, they watch viral trends, and they love the way it sounds, so they get online and they say it. They forget that their situation was what it was, and they continue to give bad advice, trash advice, over and over again. And guess what happens when you continue to give trash advice? You're not self-aware, you don't take accountability. I want you to guess. Oh, wait a minute. You don't even have to guess. You already know from experience. No men approach you. That's what happens. No men are interested. Men are walking away from that. That's what happens because they know you're full of crap. And so when they hear you start talking about this stuff, I want a man that communicates effectively. I want a man that's emotionally intelligent. I want a man that's emotionally mature and emotionally vulnerable. And he has to be able to handle me. I'm a strong, independent woman and a boss babe. He already knows.
Dating, once you get to a certain level of earning, gets wildly complex. So I'm in this huge debate right now on TikTok through one of my other videos about how a podcast or something, a man basically said, don't ever date a man who's not out hustling you because he's literally living in a society designed for men's success. And there's a bunch of comments in there about men being like, oh, all you women care about is money. That's not actually the case. I mean, yeah, having a partner that's financially secure is helpful, 100%. But financially secure means you can pay all your own bills. Maybe you can help out if we live together. You know what I mean? Like, it's different things for different people. But what I say by that is when you reach a certain level of success as a woman, there are many men who cannot handle you being more successful than they are. And also on the flip side, when women reach a certain level of success, it kind of alleviates the need for men in a certain sense. Now, yeah, there's plenty of other beneficial things outside of money, but the common denominator is once a person is completely self-sufficient on their own, it is much less likely that they're going to put up with someone who has subpar behavior or subpar things to offer, meaning the tolerance for nonsense and shenanigans is wildly low. So again, once you get to a certain level of earning, especially as a woman, dating is wild.
You know, there's a comment that I appreciate here. This woman says, I out-earned my guy, but then again, we're both still broke. So what's the difference? Good for you. Good for you.
Reason 12 I love men is because they are so dramatic when they are sick. They're gonna have a small cold and gonna be, oh my god, I'm dying. They're gonna be like fighting for their life. You need to make them soup, banana bread, and they're gonna feel better. Meanwhile, we girls are like, have period cramps and like a big cold, and we're still working. They're so dramatic, guys.
Shout out to Nancy at my broker's office because a few years ago I called her and I was like, hey, Nancy, I think I want to add my husband to my like inherited money account. And she was like, girl, what? And I was like, yeah, you know, we're married. If something happens to me, like he should be on the account too. And she was like, girl, what? And she like really was like kind of pushing me on it, but in like a very respectful, like professional way. And she was finally like, sure, I'll send you some paperwork. And then bam, fast forward a few years later, my husband of 10 years is like, I want a divorce and I'm not giving you child support and I'm not giving you anything. And in fact, I'm going to take half of your inherited money. And in a panic, I open up my account. Nancy never sent me the paperwork. I hope that your pillow is always cool and very fluffy. And thank you, Nancy.
So when y'all talk about not wanting to sign a prenup, This the video that men gonna go back to. Why don't men approach? Why don't men want to get married anymore? It's the video that men gonna come back to.
I ain't gonna hold you. I blocked old girl for being ugly. And you're not gonna make me feel like a bad person for thinking that she's not attractive. You're not gonna call me ableist because I think that she's not pretty. You're not. Why is this even a topic right now? Why is this even a conversation? And apparently her friend is the one who even started the discourse. I don't think anybody's calling her unattractive because she has a disability. I think they're calling her unattractive because she's unattractive. I really think it's that simple. Don't read into it too much. It has nothing to do with her disability and everything to do with just their face. I'm so sorry. I'm so furious.
Yeah, but you aren't a 10 or a 7 for that matter. Now come on, miss. I need a dental appointment. The pot calling to Caleb Black. 3 comments of savagery. Modern women's egos are way too high. This is why y'all don't get approached.
Why do men work so hard to get you? And then when you finally get them a chance, they won't put in the work to keep.
Oh, sometimes it don't be there when we get there. Yeah, no, I'm tired of not leaving Yelp reviews, bro. Y'all need to stop going quietly on some cool. Like, I'm not saying this about every woman. I'm not saying it's a majority. I'm not saying none of that. Matter of fact, I'm not saying it's the woman at all. Perhaps I did everything that I did. I pursued you, and once we got into an intimate enough environment, we realized this is where we should stop. We don't belong anywhere closer to each other than what we've gotten so far. As a matter of fact, this is a perfect time for us to get off the boat without crashing.
Harsh reality check. A lot of men out there would pipe the dog brains out of some of you shorties. But to be seen out in public, taking y'all out on a date, I promise you, they would rather let their best man hit that girl 10 times over.
Everybody grab a seat. Let's watch something together, and hopefully this can be a learning lesson for anybody that it may apply to.
You want a toxic? That's not what the fam. I don't be on that, bro. I don't be on that. I'm not no toxic nigga. Who's toxic shit? I'm not on that toxic.
You sound toxic right now.
No, because I'm pissed off. I'm not pissed off, but I'm irritated as fuck
right now. Okay.
So clearly this couple is having a disagreement. He is trying to convey to her that he's irritated. He stops himself when he says, I'm mad. He's explaining to her, I don't do this toxic stuff. I don't do this back and forth. I'm irritated, but I'm not toxic. Yes, you are toxic. She ain't listening at all. Let's see what else happens.
Irritated.
Because I asked you to pull over so I can drive my car.
And I said I would. It wasn't an
okay,
issue.
so what's the problem? Why you still back and forth about it? We
because
in the
you
car.
want to keep dismissing me. I told you about this.
Why you still talking?
He said that you are dismissing me, and I've told you about that. Well, convo over. Why are you still talking? While he is in the middle of telling her what his issue is, she is doing the exact thing. Let's keep going.
You said it was something with the windshield. You said you don't see
I did not. I said this. Does this bother you driving like this?
No, that wasn't what you said. But it's cool. I'm driving. Let it go. All I said was pull over. Let me drive. Why is there a problem?
There ain't no
because
problem.
I want to drive my car.
Drive your shit.
Okay, well be quiet.
Hey, be quiet. Well, be quiet. It's over. Be quiet. He already told you that he's tired of you dismissing him. And here you are dismissing him again. And I'm only surmising that there's some kind of issue with the windshield, whether it is the defrost, the windshield wiper blades. Apparently, their view is probably obstructed in some kind of way. She's used to driving with whatever issue is. He asked, do you have a problem with your windshield like this? No, it turns into an argument, probably because she's offended. She's offended that you're talking about my car like that. And let's keep going.
All that conversation over, bro. Who the fuck some dumb, bro?
It was
you're not finna keep, you're not finna keep coming to me like that, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. You're not finna keep coming to me like that.
And if I
flat
do,
out.
and if I do,
we not gonna be together. Flat out.
Okay, well we ain't gotta be together.
You're not finna keep doing this.
We ain't gotta be together.
Now I don't know about y'all, but what I heard was he identified the problem he was having. He told her what the solution would be for him to be fulfilled. He set clear boundaries on what could not continue to happen. And instead of that woman respecting any of that, she ended the relationship. Well, we ain't got to be together then. Instead of you admitting that you are doing something that is hurting this man, bothering this man, disrespecting him, you would just rather end the relationship. I want any woman that has ever heard herself sound like this, I want you to be honest with yourself. What kind of relationship are you in now? What type of respect are you getting from the relationship based on what you give? I was once one of these women, and I'm so glad I have been working on myself, because no man wants to be disrespected and dismissed like that. And ladies, we really got to work on this. If you are with a man that you don't respect, leave. Because y'all treating these men with such disrespect is often how a lot of y'all's relationships end in tragedy or physical harm. And I know y'all don't want to hear that, but sometimes y'all be poking the bear and then be mad when the bear bites.
You got kids?
I do.
How many kids you got?
I have one.
You been married before?
I have not.
Sorry. That's a deal breaker. I mean, how old are you?
38.
Yeah, 38. Never been married. Got kids. That's a deal breaker. I don't like quitters. You might as well stay single. Probably good at it.
Oh. I don't get it. Oh.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because if you've been single until you're 38, that means you're good at it. Don't quit.
How old are you?
I'm 48. I was married for 17 years.
So you a quitter too?
Nah, she quit me.
8. Well, almost 50. You still single? You can stay single too. No?
Maybe.
Okay.
Give it up for him, ladies.
And there was a woman in the comments talking about he's spitting facts. And when they didn't understand her, she was like, yeah, you know, all of the stuff that you're saying about him may be true. He's not a good person if she left him after 17 years. But the fact of the matter is, she had a baby without commitment. She wasn't married and she still gave it up. That's terrible. They didn't want to admit that.
Men ever thought about telling you how they feel while it's happening?
There is nothing we would love more than to be able to do that. But have women ever realized how they respond to men when that happens? Let me show you a prime example.
What is the most painful thing anyone has ever said to you?
It was definitely what my ex said after we had our closure moment. She said that I was the person that got her out of her depression and got her outside. And then the moment that she realized she had to do that for me, she couldn't, and so she left me. I was in a very dark place. I had a lot of people dying at that time.
The moment this man opened up to her and explained to her how he was struggling because he was having deaths in his family, and how now the same way that he helped her get through her mess, he was in need of her to help him work through his. And she showed him why he should have never done that. For any of the ladies watching, you think this is a one-off? Go ahead and read the comments of this video. Any of the men who have experienced anything like this, please tell us about it. If your man is not opening up to you, it's because you have taught him it's not safe to. I know this is very hard for some ladies to comprehend, but maybe you should take some accountability in this one. Show some empathy for a man when he's struggling, instead of weaponizing it against him.
I'm not assuming that I'm not earning any money at this point, and he's like, I'm also working and providing equal.
Yeah, but men don't care about your money. It's nothing to them.
Yeah, but we're talking about my opinion on it, not their opinion on it.
No, but I'm saying you just said that you would be working too, and I'm saying to the guy, they wouldn't care. Okay. What do you guys think that men look for? So if you had to list 5 things that men look for, what would you say?
God, I've really been out of the game for a while, so I think I'm not the right person to ask.
Yeah, but you're in it now. So what do you gotta?
I'm not really.
If you want to get this guy right, you got to know your target.
I don't really care right now.
Your mark or whatever.
It's looking after my.
Soon.
It's too soon. I'm working on me.
But you didn't learn anything about what your husband liked if you were married that long.
Well, not me.
You didn't learn anything? How long were you married?
10 years.
So you were married to a guy for 10 years. You didn't learn anything about men?
Clearly not, because he left. So, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question.
Okay. What do you think?
I'm a funeral director, and I have learned things about life that most people do not realize until it's too late. Let me save you the regret. Here are 5 brutal life lessons death will teach you if you're lucky enough to learn them in time. Number 1 seems pretty obvious. However, it does seem like everybody thinks it's never going to happen to them. So I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You're going to die one day. I don't know when. I do know that right now, roughly 150,000 people do not have a tomorrow. Yeah. Number 2. It's gonna sound harsh. It's a fact, so don't get mad at me. Everyone you love is gonna die too. That's your reminder to call your parents, call your friends, make time, because one day time will just make that choice for you. This leads to number 3, short and sweet. You are not too busy. You are prioritizing the wrong things. Unfortunately, I see it all the time. People grieving over people they barely made time for. And that, my friend, is a type of grief and pain that is so indescribable and so avoidable. Number 4. Also brutal. Most of what you're chasing may not and will not matter. Sorry. Money, status, the perfect image, none of it matters. None of it follows you. And I assure you that nobody is going to be standing over your casket talking about what car you drove. I can't tell you how many people I buried with an untouched retirement fund. Vacation days never took. People at your funeral aren't going to talk about what you owned or what you looked like. They're going to talk about the way you made them feel. Every interaction you have is shaping your legacy, so choose wisely. And number 5, you, me, everyone will someday be a memory sooner than we think. And that should not sound depressing. No. That should sound liberating. One life, we only get to do it one time. So why the hell are you not running like you are on fire, chasing your wildest dreams?